VCR Party Life. VCR Party Life. At the end of the 20th century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for the cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they found. VCR Party Life. VCR Party Life. Melinda's.
Well, hello, Melinda's. Welcome everybody to VCR Party. I'm Joe, that's Nick, that's Steve, that's George, and these are my little wisps of armpit hair. And boy, oh boy, do we have a great show for you today. We have 11,000 VHS tapes here, and we're going to watch, I don't know, what do you think, Nick, like 14 of them?
Probably, yeah. I think I've got a couple that will contribute to the cause tonight. At least a few. Yeah.
We got a big box in from Bob, because Bob, the pilot, he's moving, and he needed to unload some stuff. So he sent us a huge box, and it's just look at the variety here. Let me just show you these three in a row. He sent us Thighs and Whispers, which is a lingerie video, and that one's for you, Nick. He said that this one's for you. It's the history of lingerie, garter belts, teddies.
I'm a history buff, so yeah, I'll definitely give that a watch.
Teddies, is that one of them?
I love whispering too. What?
Teddies, that's one of them, right? That's a lingerie, right?
I forgot about teddies. Yeah. I feel like that was always mentioned on like Three's Company, like a silk teddy,
Nick, maybe you could watch that with your lover, and maybe you could like pick out a nice teddy for her.
Sure, like Fredericks at Hollywood.com. Okay.
How to conduct a hymn. So complete polar opposite here.
I should do that for the religious instructional tape collection I've got here. Yeah, that looks good. How to conduct a hymn.
Yep, a lot of tedium on there, I'm sure. And then also, here's the naked truth about plastic surgery. He got this one for me. It looks like it's a sexy video, but it's not. I think it's actually a lot of surgery and gruesome videos. So
it's bait and switch. This one I grabbed from the office too. The click and reward training for llamas. That also comes from Bob. So a wealth of rewards there in that tape. This came with an instructional book too.
That's unusually specific, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Is it llama training? Llama training?
Yeah, it's how to click train a llama using like a clicker, like you would with a dog, but how to do it with llamas. So excited for that one. And this one came in the mail. This is a celebrity exercise video. This is Ted Nugent's daughter. It's Shemaine Nugent. It's a celebrity adjacent, featuring a Gonzo rock and roll soundtrack by Ted Nugent. So her dad lent the music to this.
Wow, I can't wait to see that. Hey, also thanks to Bob for sending he sent another mug that I'm drinking my beer out of. It's a kidney, and is that his nose? I don't know if that's what that is. Is that his nose?
I think that's a distal convoluted tubule.
Okay.
We didn't tell you could talk yet, George. And this is muscle tissue. And guys, Steve and George, he gave you similar, I guess, they're probably body part mugs. They're in the office whenever you want to claim those. So
I kind of wonder if I should have washed it before I poured my beer into it, but it's probably clean, right?
Yeah, it'll all come out in the wash. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, let's get into a Found Footage Festival classic. You wanna?
Yeah.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
So this one, we found this one. Where do we go? Somebody sent this to us. It was a blank VHS tape. It was in a camcorder when they found it. And it didn't have a title, but we called it Debaucherous Pilot's Vacation. And I think it's about an hour long. And it's this pilot and his buddies and some flight attendants. They go on this boat, and it's just debauchery ensues. And we played this in the past. But I wanted to show, the reason we're showing it now is because on the video, on the home movie, on the bottom right corner, it says the date, July 17th, 1996. And what is that? 25 years? 25-year anniversary now?
George, you can talk now. What's the math on that one?
Yes.
Well, this is a funny thing. Is like whenever there's a date, like, last time we said it was Capodimonte Day, was July 10th. like I write it down in our Google Calendar, and our college booking agents have access to that calendar. So they're like, is Marcus had an awkward conversation? Is that something that I need to book around? Or like, no, we just put that to remind ourselves that our friend Marcus had an awkward conversation with a waitress this day, you know, and also Pilots Debaucherous Weekend is on our calendar as that. So
we have a lot of anniversaries. We should actually share, like JC's terrible shitting story. Happened on, I don't know, I think it was like October 14th or something like that. We should share some of our calendar dates with everybody. But anyway, here's a Debaucherous Pilots Vacation. This is like a 20-second long clip, but I think you'll get the gist of it. You'll see why we call it Debaucherous Pilots Vacation.
I think this would be a fun one to do for an EP mode for patrons too.
Have you watched the whole thing?
No, in fairness, no.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, but just, you know, maybe like 30 minutes of it.
Do you remember when I showed the shitting scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steve, do you remember when I showed the shitting scene? Steve? No? Okay. All right. Here we go. Debaucherous.
Cutter dishes, little chafing dishes. I mean, I had to buy about $3,000 worth of shit, but I get to keep it all right.
All right.
So now I can cater to the party of 25.
What are they eating? Something fried.
Yeah, something in styrofoam too.
Have we checked with Bob whether this is like what pilots just do?
I think he chimed in on the comments and was like, never had a weekend like this.
Okay, good,
But,
good.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, where were we? Oh, what is the soundtrack to? I want to find out. It's just the weirdest soundtrack to be listening to on a. Shouldn't you be listening to like Van Halen or something?
Moody jazz. Yeah. It should be. Might as well jump, you know. And
Yeah, exactly.
instead, it's like the taxi driver wandering the street.
Oh, exactly.
When we were at the beach during the day, we wore red bathing suits like Baywatch.
There it is.
We wore
Yep. Speaking of bait and switch.
Yeah.
It,
Good thing you're doing the blurring on this week's episode.
yeah, I know. And in fact, like just a fair warning for the rest of the episode, I'm going to be knee deep in blurring. Like
Ooh.
my entire Tuesday is going to be spent blurring.
Our pixelation machine is gonna
But you know
start smoking.
You know what I like about it? It is a classic bait and switch because you think he's going for this pilot's penis, and because he zooms in on it, but then he pulls back and he goes to this pilot's penis. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You did mention the shitting part, but there's a part where a guy is going to the bathroom in the morning and the guy busts in the yacht bathroom and records it.
I almost showed that. Yeah.
Records what happens.
I have that. I could bring it
No,
up.
it's okay. I'm just I think describing it is plenty. Yeah. There's one thing we've used in 17 years, or we've learned from 17 years of doing the show. It's people don't like the shitting stuff.
Yeah.
They think they do, but they don't.
I always think it's a great thing to do, and then it turns out it never is because there's really nowhere to go after that.
Yeah.
But I blurred out all the shits though.
Even so.
Yeah.
I remember there was a Mad Magazine. I've had a subscription since I was a kid. And there was one as a kid that had like signs you could put up in bathrooms, and I just relished this. And one of the bathrooms was the bathroom sign said diarrhea. It's not so funny now, is it? And you were supposed to tape that on the inside of a bathroom stall because diarrhea is hilarious when it's not happening to you, but you know.
Did I tell you guys about my diarrhea that I had after I got back from Mexico City? Did I tell you guys about that?
Yeah, we heard a lot about that.
It was on several episodes.
I believe your niece actually heard the sound of it, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. I did tell you guys.
You did tell us all that.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve, you've got a colorful background. What's going on?
That's a fun one. So Melinda Jesse Kowalski has curated an exhibition of fantasy art at the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge. I'm going to read you a quick excerpt of it. The history of fantasy illustration explores fantasy archetypes from the Middle Ages to today. The exhibition presents themes of mythology, fairy tales, good versus evil, heroes, villains, in paintings, etchings, drawings, digital art created by artists from the 16th century to illustrators working today. It's on view at the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, in the Berkshires through October 31st. So there's some cool ones. I don't know, I'm going to cover my background for a second, but the top right for me is the original Dungeons and Dragons. In the lower right, that's
cool.
like the newer one.
That's
and
awesome.
Then this is like there's like a cool, let me just pull up from so I can know which year it is. Like the That's not the right one.
You just
So the
appeared again.
it just appeared about it or disappeared.
You're good.
So the Diana from 1879, and then it's Wonder Woman, who Diana the same. The Little Red Riding Hood, the one from 1880, and I love the newer one from 2014. It's Miranda Meeks, but it's like Little Red Riding Hood holding now has Slade the Little Red Riding Hood. But there's a lot of cool art like that. I'm obviously a big comics guy. I love mythology, Conrad, everything like that. So this was really cool. If anyone goes, please send me some photos, and I'm gonna. Hopefully from in that neck of the woods, I'll go myself.
You know what shocks me the most is that like real actual artists watch our show. Is that what that implies? Is that an actual artist watches our show?
I mean, he curated the whole thing, so like I don't know if he's an artist himself.
See,
but
I always thought
people with actual.
I always thought it was just scumbags who watched our show.
You should put a Patreon now. Now that
certainly that's the demographic you cater to, Joe, but
Wow, weird.
Oh,
okay.
We got some super talented Melindas, and I appreciate whenever they support us in this way. So
cool.
thank you,
Yeah,
Jesse.
the Berkshires is fun too to visit if you're on the East Coast.
Of all the Melindas in the world, we have the very best Melindas. I've
We do.
said it once. I've said it again.
Some of the most talented scumbags in all the world. I've got a twofer today. Well, let's start with celebrity bullshit. Brandon C. wrote in and said, "Hey, have you seen a video called 'How Can I Tell If I'm Really in Love?' And he said, it's so great. You guys should do it as an EP." And I'm like, yeah, of course I've heard of this. This is a video, an educational video. Here's the cover of it. And this is one that we've had in our collection for years. I actually watched this in school in our sex ed class. I remember distinctly the room I was in, and I was excited because it featured 3 celebrities from TV that I knew. Anybody want to take a guess? Joe, I think you probably know the answer.
I know him. Yep. I'm gonna withdraw.
Okay. Steve, George.
I go with the 3 90210ers.
Which one?
Nick,
Jason Priestley, and then I don't know who else.
Well,
Jenny
Nick,
Garth.
did you say the year?
Oh, it's 1987. So this is pre 90210.
Yeah.
I believe it's Selma Diamond, Florence Hallop, and Marsha Warfield, the 3 bailiffs from Night Court.
It's a terrible guess.
Good guess. Steve, you want to take another shot?
Kirk Cameron and somebody like that. I don't know.
Okay, good guess.
That's solid.
So yeah, let's take a look. I'm revisiting one of our old classic clips. How can I tell if I'm really in love?
If we knew the answer to that, would be at the end of the video instead of the beginning.
See who we got here? Justine Bateman and her brother Patrick. So
Jason Bateman.
yeah, or Jason. What did I say? Patrick Bateman?
Yeah.
Jason Bateman. Yeah.
Oh, I should have let him go on that one.
Is Patrick Bateman somebody?
Yeah, he's from American Psycho.
Yes, of course. Okay.
Is he
I'd like to see his version.
Is he a sibling?
I don't think so. I don't think he's one of the,
Okay.
the Batemans. Yeah. Justine Bateman, Mallory from Family Ties, and Jason, of course, from Teen Wolf 2.
This is my brother Jason.
We'd like to get you together with about 100 other guys who feel just the way you do.
About love.
And we'd like you to meet.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, you guys. I'm Dina.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. Excuse me, could I have your number? 5, 6. I'm Lisa.
I'm Lawrence.
7, 8.
Hey, you guys. I'm Ted. I'm here too.
Oh my God, it's so awesome.
Okay.
Oh my God. Hi, I'm Karen. I'm Cassandra. Excuse me. Got a phone?
Hi, I'm Josh.
Oh my God.
The editing style is so annoying.
Well, it wants to be Beekman. I think this is like pre-Beekman, where they're trying to learn how to Beekman up their videos.
Right. There's no Dutch angles, but they're doing
There's no like snap zooms or anything.
Yeah. And no like black and white grainy. So it's not 90s yet, but it's
There's no like stock footage or anything like that. Yeah, they're close. You can see them learning.
Yeah, not handheld, but it's got that real frenetic kids have short attention spans, so we have to just pummel them with callbacks, and it's really irritating.
We've all got the same question. How can I tell if I'm really in love?
How can I tell if I'm really in love?
You know, you can stop this tape anytime you want. Just push the pause button with your finger, Next to that is rewind, and next to that is fast forward.
I think we got to use that as a Found Footage Festival live show intro. Just this whole speech right here of
I'm really in love.
Justine.
You know, you can stop this tape anytime you want. Just push the pause button with your finger. Next to that is rewind, and next to that is fast forward. You can pick and choose what you want to see, what you want to see over again. We're in your hands. Take over.
How can I tell
that'd be a
if
good
I'm really in love?
How can I tell if I'm really in love?
I don't know. I'm in the dark.
Love.
Now, serious stuff. I've got here the little black book of lines. It contains all the classics all the guys have used on
Sammy,
all the
that's
girls
Sammy's book.
all these
Yep.
years.
Take a look.
Now, admittedly, it takes a certain amount of skill to see through these lines, but it's pretty obvious, I think, that the one thing the guy wants is sex, and rightfully so.
Come on.
Now, here are some soft and romantic lines. I feel like a traitor doing this. Ah, good. I need you.
Sweetie, I'll just stay in for a minute. What am I, a microwave oven?
Yeah, he's in the video with Fonzie in it. I forget the name of that one about
How to tell if I'm really a biker.
Yeah. No, it's something about strangers and bad touches and stuff like that. He's like a sex educator who I think these guys, they're kind of like religious comedians. They wanted to be comedians, but they're not funny enough on their own, but they have a captive audience. So in a high school, he kills.
Yeah.
Just by being weird.
I wonder if they all live in LA, like he's Ted Danson's neighbor or something.
Yeah.
You know, or like they got teamed up somehow and they'd made all these videos back then.
Yeah.
Sweetie, I'll just stay in for a minute. What am I, a microwave oven? Wow. Just see the pair of boobs on her.
I like your ass.
Well, you can't have a conversation with an ass.
If there is a special love with this certain girl, she could be looking like a toad, she can be a princess, and you could still love her.
On the good side of love is the ultimate fulfillment, and when you're totally fulfilled, it's as if you're on the planet Z of funness.
You're on the planet Z of funness.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but that was the editing style gave me a headache. It really did. But so those are the celebrities. You got Ted Danson, Justine, and Jason Bateman. Patrick not in this video. But
is it a little weird for like the brother and sister to be telling you, right? Aren't they talking about like, they're not talking about sex? Are they talking about sex in this one?
There's a part where Jason's like, well, it's okay to like have sex if it's like if you're in love, and Justine's like, Jason, come on. It just seems weird for them to be talking that openly about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be comfortable with your sister talking about that.
Absolutely not. No. To the day I die, we'll not discuss that. Should we get into flying windows?
Sure.
Today's flying windows is from a video called "How Can I Tell If I'm Really in Love?" That's right. I said we had a twofer. Here it is.
I should have known.
Yep. And this is perhaps the longest sustained flying windows. I might fast forward a few times.
What are these? These are accompanied by shapes?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought they were raw doggers at first, but they're...
Well, no, I guess there's a light, maybe a one point stroke on each one.
Is this the intro?
No, this is like about 5 minutes into it.
Look at those wipes in the background.
Yeah.
Love is caring.
It's so weird.
Trust.
Steve, are you crying?
Honesty.
Man, I'm missing up. I'm amazed like how 80s it looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like a pair of Ocean Pacific shorts come to life.
It really is. Yeah. Ocean Pacific directed this segment.
Sex.
Cameron Crowe?
There I am.
Yeah.
Galactic. Oh, I can't do that. I don't know if there is one word for love.
All right, so that is the longest sustained flying windows you're ever going to see. And wait, it's still going. Look.
Oh, boy. Good Lord.
I'm going to fast forward because look at how long this goes. This is you're You're supposed to be in a high school class. I was. And
happiness.
You watched this in a high school class?
Yeah, we watched this in class. I remember where I was. Yeah. Still going.
Happiness.
Still going.
Happiness.
Ooh. All right. That's This Week in Flying
Good
Windows
Lord.
and celebrity bullshit. All on one tape.
Oh, together at last.
So,
All right. All that love has me hungry for raviolis. Do you want me to? Can I feed you my raviolis, Nick? I don't know.
yeah, sure. Okay. I'll go along with that.
All right.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
Why would I feed you the raviolis if I was hungry for the raviolis?
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, it's almost like you didn't fully think through that double entendre.
Exactly.
That's what you want to call it. I think
Right.
it might just be a single entendre.
It's barely an entendre of any sort. But all right. So I want to play this thing. Let me kick things off with this one. So this is so last week I watched Pink Flamingos with Albertina, and we both realized that we hadn't watched it in like 20 years. And we watched it, and it's even worse. Like, I actually was offended by parts. Like in my 20s when I watched it for the first time, I was just like, oh, this is incredible. But now I watch it, I'm just like, holy shit, like they went too far at a lot of parts. Yeah. It's the John Waters movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. But like, brace yourself. It's a movie that you watch once every 20 years. I think that's safe to say. Anyway, it got me in the mood for more awfulness. Our buddy Greg, who edited a bunch of found footage stuff, he sent me over a movie called Bat Pussy. And have you guys heard of this? And by the way, I'm not a huge fan of the P word, and I'm going to have to say it a lot of times throughout this episode, throughout these raviolis.
I've seen it.
But you've seen it? Are you serious? George, you've seen it?
Oh, yeah.
It is incredible. It's early 1970s. Some say it's 1971. Some say it's 1973. It's considered the first porn parody of all time. It's spoofing the Batman TV series. And it's also considered the worst porno of all time. And we don't show pornos on this show, because Nick, we did that one thing for True TV that one time, but we got paid a bunch for it. And it was pretty awful watching all the pornography.
Yeah, pretty gross.
But this is the exception to the rule. Like this like should probably, now you don't have to see this one, but you should know that it exists. It was found in the mid-90s in the back of a Memphis movie theater. It never got distribution before it was found. It's 50 minutes long, 50 minutes long, and it features Sam and Buddy. Sam looks like Edie McClurg, and Buddy looks like Merle Haggard. Is Edie McClurg the one from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like Edie McClurg. She has the beehive hairdo. And Buddy looks like a drunk Merle Haggard. And I think Buddy is honestly drunk throughout this whole thing. It's not erotic at all. I watched most of it this morning. I had to fast forward through a lot of parts. Buddy has a flaccid penis throughout the entire movie. And all they do throughout it's this couple, and they just bicker, improvised bickering, while they kind of fondle each other. They clearly have never done porn before, but they're really giving it their all. And there are no credits. There's been theories online. There's been internet investigations into this movie. And the person who found it, they sold it to Something Weird, the distribution company, for $1,000 in the mid-90s. And then they released it in 1996. So Nick, you said we had a copy. I couldn't find our copy anywhere on the show.
We have it on Blu-ray, actually. The Blu-ray came out a few years ago.
Okay, well, let me show you what the cover looks like, because Johnny Ryan... I think this is Johnny Ryan.
Yeah, it is.
Did the cover for it. Is this the one that we have?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. George, what do you remember from Bat Pussy? I'd love to hear.
Well, that bouncing. There's an awful lot of B-roll of the person in. Yeah. I think they think they're talking in a sexy way. I think they're trying to hype themselves. They seem pretty self-conscious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they think it's a rehearsal. That's my guess.
Oh, right. They didn't know the cameras were rolling.
Right.
Steve, and are you familiar with Bat Pussy, or tell me your thoughts on? No.
I've never seen it. Big fan of Batman. So,
and big fan of Frenching too. So
true. So if there's some of that in there, then maybe we'll see if
no,
it's really the worst.
No, there's no Frenching, but there's a lot of bickering. So, but look at this is actually how the movie starts off, and then we'll get into some of the non-sex parts leading up to the. I'm gonna have to do some blurring on this one, but yeah, take a look.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dragon Art Theater. Before the program starts this evening, however, a word of warning and caution. The films you are about to see are adult motion pictures, rated X.
Like, how big of a perv do you think this guy is? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10
Huge.
being
Huge.
10 being the guy from Hogan's Heroes.
He runs an adult theater.
Oh yeah.
Not understand what an adult motion picture is, or if you would be offended by frank and intimate scenes, then we urge you not to view these motion pictures. If these kind of scenes and films would offend you, then we urge you not to purchase a ticket to the Dragon.
But they already bought the ticket. They're already there.
Yeah, unless it's a trailer. No, yeah, it had to.
Well, actually, something weird put it out, so maybe something weird used something from something else.
That's true.
That just occurred to me that maybe this isn't
Art Theater. However, if you, like many of our friends and customers, enjoy the very finest in adult motion pictures, you will find them shown weekly at the Dragon Art Theater.
I didn't look up the Dragon Art Theater.
Steve, isn't our sponsor today Dragon Art? Isn't that...
Next week's sponsor.
Okay.
Okay, so here's Drunken Merle. I think he's actually drunk because look, there's a bottle of whiskey or something, rum or something out on the table.
Fantastic. Look, hey, and look what they're doing right there, huh?
I'll show you.
Would you really do that?
Yeah, come on and go to bed.
Guess they didn't mic him either.
You come home late at
The
night.
thing is, they
you don't
did,
want to do nothing.
and I'll tell you why I know that later.
I wouldn't want you. I really wouldn't want to submit you to anything like that. If you understand that. I would enjoy it.
Very naturalistic.
You're always coming home late, and when you come home, you're
We've got to make
tired.
some money, right? Huh?
Well, you let me work.
It's like a Robert Altman movie.
Yeah.
I
was going to say John Cassavetes, but yeah, it's more Altman, I think. Yeah.
Talking over each other. That's all I could show
Overlapping
you.
dialogue. Yeah.
That's all I could show you. But really, like, I feel like if you watch Pink Flamingos, like you can watch Bad Pussy because it's I would say Pink Flamingos is worse than Bad Pussy, but like you should definitely watch it. It'd be a fun one. If you I know a lot of Melindas do like bad movie nights. If you're with the right group, I think you could play Bad Pussy. But I'm going to show you part 2 of the thing that George was talking about after Nick feeds me his ravioli.
Okay. All right, scumbags. This one is a completely different video. It's a video put out by a police department in California in 1985. It was this series of PSAs that would air on Channel 11 there. And this guy I don't think he was a cop, but he had a trained macaw that he called Officer Bird, and this guy his name was Mike, and this Bird and Mike would teach kids lessons. So here's
I feel like this couldn't be more opposite than the video I just played.
Nope.
What's the word from Officer Bird? What's that bird like to say? Have you heard from Officer Bird? What's his tip for today?
One out of bird, child missing at the shopping center, code 3.
Child missing?
Hi, I'm Mike, and this is my partner, Officer Bird, who wants to remind you, when you and your folks go shopping, or to the beach to visit friends, or go on vacation, it's very important to stay nearby and never talk to strangers.
I really like this drawing of the guy here, the stranger.
That's a stranger?
Oh, yeah.
Stay nearby and never talk to strangers.
Looks like George.
Every year, lots of kids are hurt or lost this way. So be a safe kid. Don't talk to strangers.
Oh, wait, lots of kids are hurt. I guess that's the bird playing like he's hurt.
Strangers.
Right?
Every year, lots of kids are hurt or lost this way. So be a safe kid. Don't talk to strangers and never wander away to play. Be safe and happy. Don't be a nerd. Listen to Officer Bird.
Don't be a nerd.
That's the word from
Officer Bird.
That's his tip for today.
There's Officer Bird and Mike.
Don't be a nerd.
Is there a scene where he chews out the chief because too many rules and regulations.
Yeah, he doesn't play by his rules. Officer Byrd doesn't. He's kind of a loose cannon, and it's his last day before retirement. But he gets pulled back in. Yeah, there's a whole series of those.
I think that guy was a nerd, though. He's like a bird nerd, right? I mean,
yeah, definitely a bird trainer. Yeah, apparently he had a falling out with the LAPD too, and stopped working for them. Like
I thought you were gonna say with the bird.
Yeah, they had creative differences. Yeah.
All right, you ready for part 2 of Bad Pussy?
Yep, I think I know this scene too.
Okay, this is very Joe's Tedium Corner here too. I almost put up the graphic, but
it's implied.
It's implied, yeah. So 10 minutes go by of those two bickering and kind of like writhing around on a bed and fondling each other while yelling at each other, and we have no idea why it's called Bat Pussy at this point. There's no mention of any Bat Pussy at all. So in this scene, we're going to see Bat Pussy. She's in her headquarters. She's going to prevent Sam and Buddy from making a smut movie. So that's the premise here, is that what Bat Pussy does is goes out and stops people from making smut movies that don't have her in the smut movie. Okay. And I'll say the only redeeming part of this entire movie is the soundtrack. The soundtrack's pretty awesome. It sounds like a Brian Jonestown Massacre song. Yeah, I mean, it's the most tedious scene, but like the song is actually pretty good. So I cut it down significantly, but here it is, the part 2 of Bat Pussy.
Meanwhile, at Bat Pussy's secret warehouse hideout, Dora Dildo, alias the mighty Bat Pussy, is patiently waiting for her super senses to tell her that a crime is about to be committed.
God damn. I feel like a...
Look at the things on the desk. I feel like there are things that they forgot to move before they started the scene.
It's like Game of Thrones with the Starbucks cup. They got hairspray, a can of beer.
And then probably her cup of water.
Yeah. Yep.
Crime is about to be committed.
There's the script right there, too.
My secret twat tells me somebody's about to shoot a fucking movie in my holy Gotham City. Sick of those dirty-ass movies, especially when they don't involve Bat Pussy. Bat Pussy's supposed to be in on all of this stuff in Gotham City.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Awesome song.
Melinda mixers.
It's like a shot in Days of Heaven right there. I think Terrence Malick directed this.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just like that they're keeping to the Batman canon of him always getting around on these whatever that is, exercise ball.
Yeah. No, I remember. Yeah, Batman would always do. George, you're the Batman expert here. Like, right? Batman would get around on that, right? Like that was...
In the 50s, yes.
Okay. They really milked this bit too.
It's like the driving scenes in Manos Hands of Fate, just like filler that kind of like pads the movie to get to 15 minutes.
Yeah. And now she's urinating here, but I think she actually is. Because like, look how long it takes for her to get it right.
Yeah. Well, it's like Divine eating the dog shit. I mean, you can't fake something.
Right. They left it all in. And it goes on from there. Like it's even like it's like 3 minutes longer. Like she sees that somebody getting mugged, and she goes over and hits him with the with the bouncy thing that she's on, and then she eventually joins up. Nick, you were gonna say something?
Well, it's the show don't tell principle. There's just very little dialogue. You're just watching the action unfold.
So she finally gets to the house where Sam and Buddy were, and I had to fast forward through these 15 minutes because it was too much. Like to not watch it with somebody. Like if I were watching it with one of you guys, like it would have been fun. but just by myself on my phone, it was a little tough. But a writer named Jeremy Price, he recently wrote a story about Bat Pussy, and he published it on Mel Magazine. You should look it up. You can just do a search for Bat Pussy, you'll find it. But the final 15 minutes of the film, this is what he said. He said the final 15 minutes of the film quickly devolve into a cringe fest fever dream. So here's what happens in the last 15 minutes. Bat Pussy joins Sam and Buddy, and she coughs throughout the scene. Like she clearly has a cold. Buddy still can't get it up. Like he's flaccid throughout the entire movie. Buddy repeatedly calls.
He's got what we call in the business a pilot's penis.
Exactly. And Buddy repeatedly calls Bat Pussy Batwoman throughout the entire scene until Sam corrects him. At one point, Buddy falls off the bed and his ass crashes into Bat Pussy's face on the way down. It wasn't like intentional. It was. Then you see a crew member's microphone come into view, which implies that they had an audio guy who wasn't doing his job.
Yeah.
And then from off screen, you can hear the director desperately trying to give better instructions to everybody. Like you can actually hear the director yelling. So I'm telling you, if you like Pink Flamingos, you can handle this one. Pink Flamingos, it was like intentionally filthy and awful. This one, I don't think it was as intentional. So,
which might be the truer form of art. I mean,
I think so.
More enjoyable. All right, interesting movie for Melinda's to check out, and I think more accessible now than it used to be. I want to revisit the Dean and Company. We've shown their Christmas specials before. We have like an 80s Christmas special on VHS from them. They're a public access family, basically, that have done a show since, I think, the late 70s, early 80s. And it's like 3 generations of the Dean family. They live in Birmingham, Alabama. And this is a 1982 celebrity impersonation episode they did, and they've been sharing some of these like older clips and archiving them, and thank God, this is amazing. And you get to see younger versions of them than we're familiar with.
Where'd you find this?
This is on their website or their page.
Okay.
So yeah, here's Dean and Company 1982 impersonator show.
Have we got a fabulous show for you tonight here on Dean and Company. May East here. Give me a little kiss, will ya, huh? Give me a little squeeze, will ya, huh?
Do you recognize her, Joe? She's the one, like,
oh yeah. The one with the rabbit?
Yeah, she's the middle one. Yeah, not the younger of them.
Rat, Miss East. Thank you, handsome. And why don't you come up and see me sometime?
That was a real surprise. Thank you, May East and William. And now I have with me a very young lady, Miss Leanne Church, and she's got a lot of exciting things going, and she's going to tell us about them right now. Leanne?
Okay, in December I won the title of Miss Lovely Lady, and then recently I won the title of Miss River Chase.
Where do you go to school?
I go to school at River Chase Middle School.
And where do you go to church?
Our Lady of the Valley.
Okay.
You know I'm ready to fight and turn your day in tonight, 'cause I'm a mean old lion.
Not much of an impersonation really here. It's just doing the lion song from The Wiz, I think. It's just dressed like a lion doing a dance routine.
Close enough.
And you light up my...
It's the director of Stairway to Stardom?
It basically felt like an episode of Stairway to Stardom, yeah.
Well, Marcia Curry, or should I say Debbie Moon, that was a beautiful job you did for us. Now, Marcia, let's find out just a little bit about you. How old are you?
14.
14, okay. They're getting younger out there, folks.
She's Massey-like.
Yeah, and what does that even mean? They're getting younger out there. What?
I guess maybe when they're starting in showbiz.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess that was the joke.
Oh, thank you, Tinkerbell. There's my shadow. I want a crow.
Carol Shining here, and...
Wait, Joe, do you recognize her?
Oh, she's the old lady, right?
No. Oh, yeah. this is Leslie, the one.
Oh,
with
her, the
yeah,
Peter
yeah.
Pan. Oh, okay, yeah.
Leslie's like the youngest of I think the daughters, who has the husband that's in it, and now her daughters are in their current Christmas specials.
Yeah, okay.
The blonde one.
Yeah, they all kind of blend together, but yeah.
Carol Shannon here, and I'm gonna sing my song. I hope it's your favorite too. Well, hello, Dolly. We really had fun doing this show.
Thank you, Dana, for being Mae East and Carol Shannon, and you, Deanie, for being such a good Peter Pan.
Thank you. I really had fun too. And thank you for joining Dean and Company.
The longevity that this family has had on public access TV. I've watched them all grow up. It's incredible.
Well, I think of like the Trachtenberg family slideshow players. You remember that? Like when the was the little girl, the daughter was the drummer.
Yeah.
Right. And then once she stopped being a little girl, once she became a teenager, the band split up. She was like, I'm not interested anymore. I can't believe that this hasn't happened with Dean and Company. That somebody's just like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm out. You guys can go ahead and continue to do this, but everybody stuck together.
Yeah.
And in fact, they recruited more.
Yes, now their kids and husbands are all in it. So it's been ongoing since I think the late 70s, and it's still on the air. Now they have a YouTube page where they still are doing new Christmas specials, and they've gotten better at special effects. So that's the Dean and Company from Birmingham, Alabama.
And I would say those are our raviolis.
They are.
Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis.
So we got a nice package in the mail from Caitlin. Caitlin sent this. She said, Caitlin from she joins us frequently on Saturday morning cartoons. Caitlin McGurk from the Billy Ireland Cartoon Museum. Is that what it's called?
Cartoon Library Museum. Yeah.
Said I recently came into possession of 2 Uncle Fred Laswell dolls and thought it only fair that one of them reside at Saturday Studios East. And here it is. This is Fred Laswell, who created, well, he didn't create it, but he illustrated Barney, Google, and Snuffy Smith.
Yeah.
And we showed one of his videos on Saturday morning cartoons, and apparently he has a stuffed animal. And then she said also, for some reason, Uncle Fred's shirt is removable if you're into that sort of thing. And it is. Like, you can take it off. I'm going to have to do more pixeling here, but
oh, yeah.
But like, look at, he's like, why did they have that option? Like, you could see, they should have put like little nips on. Can I add nips with a Sharpie?
Absolutely. I think he should be anatomically correct. Fred would have wanted it that way.
Okay, here we go. There we
go. Caitlin included this in the package.
Wait.
I
added some nips. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, she just included this little elf notepad that says, "Hey, just kidding," but it's unclear what elf is kidding about. But
okay.
But thank you for that.
You know what else I added? I added some wisps under his armpits. He's got a few wisps.
Yeah, we got to raffle those off now too.
Oh, well, we'll get to wisps. Don't you worry. All right, what else we got for nice things in there?
So Scott wrote in and he said, "Hey, I think these qualify as nice things." He was in Wisconsin. There's an attraction called the House on the Rock there, which is Frank Lloyd Wright, who had a big, like, a lot of his buildings are in Wisconsin, and he had a big rival and who built this ostentatious.
A madman. This guy's a madman. Yeah.
Built this incredible like mansion on top of a giant rock that is filled with collections of things.
And also, it wasn't a rival at all. I think that the House on the Rock people invented that. Like, Frank Lloyd Wright was like, I've never heard of this guy before.
Yeah, it was kind of a Salieri Mozart kind of thing, I think. But anyway, in there, they're just collections of like you go into a room and there's like 30,000 like music boxes, just random assortments of things. This is one thing he saw, and I was like, well, what's the deal here? It's an old ad for a Heidelberg electric belt. But here's what caught Scott's eye. Don't suffer in silence, it says. So this might be the original Midwest hemorrhoid treatment.
Don't suffer in silence.
Right
do you have
there.
Do you have the video ready to queue up?
I don't. No, do you have it?
No, I can go looking for it.
But if you know the show, one of the jingles we play a lot is Midwest Hemorrhoid Treatment Center. Don't suffer in silence.
Let me show this first, and then I'll try to track it down while we're doing the show.
Okay.
But so Zach sent this in. He asked for, he requested Nick sips. Do you remember the Nick sips? You know how Nick was always taking sips off of his little green straw, like throughout the show. He's just like puckers up and like takes a couple sips and then puts it away. Well, I collected those for a long time. I put it into a song, and it was a really good song too. It was a hot hit. And
even I admit I like the song. The song's
yes,
good.
exactly.
I don't like being scrutinized for taking drinks of water throughout a show, but
it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I just think I think it's kind of cute when you do it. So anyway, he asked if he could have the song because he wanted to put it on his exercise playlist, and I said absolutely. If anybody wants the Nick Sips, the music videos on YouTube, but then he sent proof that he actually worked out to the Nick Sips, and here it is.
Wearing a Lindo Man t-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good beat. It's like a good rhythm for exercise, and
I don't know if you should be biking in socks, honestly.
That's a good point. Yeah. So thanks, Zach, for that.
I have another thing. We just got back from Pennsylvania. We had a show there this weekend, and this month we were selling for the first time our new publication. This is it's a full color magazine that we called Workout Rewind. I talked about this a little bit last week, but there's what it looks like. Pretty slick cover there, and we collaborated with Lunch Meat VHS and combined our collections of exercise videos. There's jokes in here. There's an actual interview with the gaffer on Dolph Lundgren's exercise tape here, and it's pretty fascinating because Quentin Tarantino worked on that, and that
was the main reason we wanted to talk to it, was because Quentin Tarantino was like, that's Quentin Tarantino's first job ever was on the Dolph Lundgren's exercise video. So this is the, because Quentin Tarantino doesn't talk about it anymore. We originally wanted to try and talk to him about it, but we had heard that he doesn't like to talk about that.
Yeah.
So we talked to the gaffer.
We were going to sell this again at our show in Brooklyn on July 21st. So if you want to come to the Bell House, see us there, you can buy one. And then later we'll put it on our website. So for right now, you can just get them at shows. We'll put it on the site eventually. One more nice thing, just a quick happy birthday to Ivy, who has sent us some nice things in the past. And it's a nice thing that it's Ivy's birthday. Happy birthday, Ivy.
Hey, let's learn how to watch some cyber videos on the internet, eh?
Let me start off with a video that was sent in. We're collecting state jingles, and we had Megan wrote in and said, "I know I missed the boat on a Pennsylvania jingle, but," she goes, "this one just you had to see." And I don't know how we missed this one. George, you're from PA. Maybe you're familiar with this one. It's for a beer called IC Light. Do you know it?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, here it is. The jingle certainly will.
Something about the night when the stars come out to play. The feeling it's so right. It's my favorite time of the day. So give me the night. Give me the night. Give me an icy light. Oh, give me the night. Give me the night. Give me an icy light. Clear, refreshing, and bright.
You're not dancing, Steve.
The choice that's always right. So give me the night. Give me the night. Give me an icy light.
Powerful.
Wow.
Powerful.
That's going to be the winner of the next toe tapping tournament. Yeah.
It's being entered. It's an early favorite. I don't know who Vegas is making odds yet for the toe tapping tournament, but that is my current favorite.
Hey, George, were you ever a beer drinker?
Never once.
Really? Have you ever taken? I'm just wondering. I always want to find out. Maybe you went through like a dark period or something. A dark.
I have, but not related to alcohol.
You really?
Yeah.
Have you ever talked about it on the show? Your dark period? No. Your dark.
No, this is a comedy show.
Okay. Maybe we can do like a Patreon, like $10 and up, kind of a
George's dark period, a weekly 45-minute.
You'll just kind of come in and be like, "Hello, Melendez."
Maybe it's like $50 and up. We do it because I bet we could get some 50s on that one.
Or
for like
you
1 month.
You could get me drunk for if a certain amount is raised. We could. My first drunken experience could be on Patreon. If we could kickstart my alcoholic period.
Your downward spiral.
Yeah.
Well, can we have you drinking some icy lights?
Well, yeah.
Steve, right. You were doing a show about expired foods. Maybe we find some expired icy lights, and that's what George drinks for his first taste of alcohol. And
there we go.
I can see the money pouring in.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting idea. And Joe, people don't know this about Joe. He likes to, we have a friend who's a recovered alcoholic, and he's like, "Come on, just take one." Come on, let's say
It's my bit.
If Donald Trump dies, then you have to, when he got COVID, it was like, hey man, come on, you can take a sip of something now. He's been sober for 15 years.
That wasn't my idea. That was his idea. He said, if Donald Trump ever dies while in office, I will have a drink. And so and I got a contract. I wrote up a contract with him. That's my bit. It's just trying to talk to people who are sober and trying to talk them back into, right? That's a nice thing to do, right?
Yeah. Playing your diarrhea splashes for your niece. That's another one.
All right, exactly.
Another one of your bits.
Should I go? I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm not doing IMGs this week because I don't want to talk about computer problems because it's the most boring problem in the world to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't download stuff. So I have to play old stuff that I've had on my computer. So this one, I think it was from like 2013, 2014. It's called The Worst Prank Ever. Somebody emailed it to me. It was in my inbox and just it's so good. It's called Worst Prank Ever. I think it speaks for itself. I think it has like 1 million views online, but if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. Here it is.
Okay, so John just got home and we're gonna give him a little surprise when he walks through the door. Me and Carson have a secret for him. We're gonna get him real good. Say it loud. We're gonna put the camera up here and wait for him.
Nice innocent setup.
Yep. Have you guys seen this? Steve, George, have you guys seen this one? Okay. Nick, you've definitely seen this, right? Okay. And I thought about editing it down, but no, the build is important to this. Yeah.
That living room looks like my parents' childhood basement too.
What'd you guys think? Worst prank ever? Was it the worst prank ever? Yeah.
I thought it went over pretty well.
Are they still together? Do we have any follow-up?
Oh, definitely. Once you have a viral video on YouTube, that brings the family together for sure. So, I just love that so much.
Yeah, everything about it.
Perfect. The pacing is absolutely perfect.
And the silence. He doesn't say hey, what the hell? It's just silent.
And he accepts the spray in the face for a really long time. Yeah.
Which is almost worse than leaving right away. It's just
or just no, not today.
Yeah, that's what being a dad is like. I think is just accepting a certain amount of discomfort and pain,
torment,
or just of being any parent. But dad always gets the worst slice of pizza or
or getting sprayed in the face with some silly string for 25 seconds straight. Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect analogy.
Steve, what do you have for a cyber video?
So Pamela Z sent this in. It is an Ilios commercial, I believe. It's definitely a frozen pizza commercial, but she said it's a seminal Philadelphia memory for her. And I just like any of these commercials where they're dressed in full hockey uniform and obviously going to cook pizza.
Do you know any of these guys?
Philly's hottest line.
Oh,
You want the pizza?
Eric Lender.
I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good.
And Mark Recchi
I'll make
does
it.
good ones.
Yeah, right. You can cook. What's this? McCain Elio's Pizzas.
Wait, can you back it up a little bit? I want to hear their acting.
Comes in different varieties.
You got it.
Presents Philly's hottest line. You want the pizza? Yeah, I'm hungry. Sounds good. I'll make it. Yeah, right. You can cook. What's this? McCain Elio's Pizza is easy to make, tastes delicious, and comes in different varieties, like healthy slices, 97% fat-free and low cholesterol, and a Flyer's favorite, 9-slice cheese. This tastes great. Only one left. Thanks, guys. McCain Elio's Pizza. It's Philly's hottest line.
Wah, wah. I love the joke at the end. And they only gave the poor winger one line. Apparently,
thanks, guys.
And I love all 4 of them couldn't deliver lines, but they wrote dialogue for all 4 of them. They're like, "Yep, we're gonna do it. We're gonna power through this." And my memory of Elio's is Nick. Right when I moved to New York in 2003, I was living at your place.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a grocery store down the block that sold Elio's, and I was my lunch every single day was $1.79.
Oh, was it an Elio's?
It was an Elio's pizza. Yeah, $1.79. I would have to, because they were big boxes and I didn't want to take up your freezer space. So I'd buy a new one every single day. I'd walk down. It was an excuse to get out of the house because you were.
It's like buying Lucy's at a bodega, but you're buying Elio's Lucy's.
Yeah, I'd walk into Key Foods. They'd be like, the usual. Yeah.
All right. That's oh no, we have George. Are you still doing your 1-900 or are you changing it up?
Yes. No. We've rarely looked at dating lines. I don't think we've looked at them at all on the show, and they're all bad, kind of in the same way. And they have like bad copy and a lot of like crossfading and talking to the viewer while holding a phone and panning across the screen.
I feel like there's always like silhouettes like kind of going by too of like beautiful people. And,
yeah. So let's just look at one example of just like this isn't really notable except it has all of those things.
Julia Roberts, wow!
Women's intuition, woman's prerogative. Sometimes only a woman's point of view will do. Call me right now and let's talk about it. Just you and me. It's not a gab line. It's not a dateline. It's a chance to hear a woman's thoughts and feelings.
Dial 1-900-990-5888 for live one-on-one conversation.
$4.99 per minute.
So the reason I'm showing that is because I remembered over the week that I had actually made one of these several years ago in a promo for a show that my band was doing.
Oh.
So I'm sorry about this in advance.
Alone tonight? You don't have to be. Join my friends and I on the Overlord line. 1-900-OVERLORD. Overlord.
The hottest, wettest members of Overlord are waiting for your call.
Members like me. Like me. What are you waiting for? Call now. The hottest in Overlord talk. One-on-one with some member of Overlord. It's me.
Just $2.95 per minute, discreetly charged on your telephone bill as Wanktown Enterprises. Other terms and conditions may apply.
Hi.
Not all members of Overlord may be aware of the existence of 1-900-OVERLORD.
We're here right now. Call now. Don't you want to know what you're missing out on? What are you waiting for? Call now. Now. Call me. I'm here. Please call me. Call.
Got it almost.
Oh man.
So that ending bit was just like, I think you guys are aware when you're like filming something and you're like, why have I done this? Or like, this is what my life has turned into.
Constantly.
I thought that was a little clip that I thought you could relate to at the end.
Oh man, you know what? I'm amazed that I was not a fan of Overlord. It was because I'd never heard of you. But like, you should talk to your marketing director. Like, you got to get out there, like further out, because I would have been a huge fan of that because you play good music and you're funny. Like that. Those are the two big things that I look for in a band. So,
have you heard of Weird Al?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly.
All right, that's our cyber videos for this week. All right, let's get this over with.
Where do you stand on Songer now, Nick? I don't know. Whichever way the wind blows Nick, now he doesn't like Songer, but then he does impressions of Songer. But like he doesn't, I know where Steve and George stand on Songer, and I know where I stand on Songer, but like now you're like, oh, the other people don't like Songer, so I don't like Songer.
Well,
so,
I think a little goes a long way. That's my thinking.
It's once a month.
I know. I think my vote would have been quarterly. So I think that's my take, is that it's just a little too often still.
No, it's not. It's not. Once a month is like, and by the way, after this, I'm doing it once a month for the month of July, for the month of August, for the month of September.
Sure.
It's not going to be like every 4 weeks kind of a thing.
All right. I'll hold you accountable, though.
Okay. So, yes, our buddy Tim is curating this. He put together a new segment he calls A Baffling Non-Joke from Daniel Songer. And Daniel Songer is a YouTube comedian. He's done over 200 performances. And he's my favorite thing in the world, and I'll never get tired of him. And I think he's the best, and I think we should do an EP mode. But for some reason, Nick doesn't like Songer now, but he liked Songer before, and he does impressions of him, but now he doesn't like him. But anyway, here is A Baffling Non-Joke by Daniel Songer.
Hey, you know what? You've got all these commercials out there, and a lot of commercials are selling knives. I mean, you know, they got these beautiful designs on these knives, but basically they're a weapon. You know, this knife is a weapon, and it's steel and it's sharp. You know, we promise it will cut right through everything. It'll cut through it. You know, and oh my God, you know what they're really selling out there is beans. Beans. You know, you remember beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. You know, beans. Weapons of mass destruction. Ooh, that smell. Ooh, that smell. Ooh, that smell.
Yeah, that was an odd joke.
This should be weekly. But look at, he went from knife commercials, and he didn't really have a joke about knife commercials, but then he went from that to bean commercials. I mean, we watched it. I don't have to recap it. But then the punchline of that was, ooh, that smell, that he did 3 times. And oh, come on. Come around.
I think that was one of the better songers I've seen. I will give you credit for that one.
Short and sweet. I liked it.
It wasn't a joke. It was a think piece.
Can we do every 3 weeks? Maybe we can start a new poll.
That was not what the poll said. No.
Well, it sounded like Steve came around. Nick is doing impressions of him, and George, it seemed like you didn't hate it.
I would say that was fairly unrepresentative of Songer's work.
Why do you say that?
I don't know where to begin. It just was not.
Well, I got a note about my impression of Songer, and people said they're like, good, it needs more pelvic thrusts. So I think the next time I do it, I'll have to do some pelvic thrusts.
Well, I've said that to you before too. I think you need more that one dance where he goes like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you just saw in the other one, he did got down on his knees, not down on his knees, but he crouched and then did a spin. I think you got to get more physical.
More demonstrative, yeah.
I would say that Daniel Songer is more athletic than you, just because he gets down, he crouches better, he does more arm motions, and
I appreciate that comment. Thank you.
I'm just trying to help.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have I guess, I don't know, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 weeks from now. We don't know when
next August.
Songer will be.
In August, sometime in August.
Sometime in August, we'll have that to look forward to.
Yep.
All right, let's announce what's coming up. First of all, this Saturday, I hope you're going to be celebrating on a boat with all your pilot friends, maybe zooming in on somebody's crotch, and then secretly pointing the camera at yours, because it's the Debaucherous. It's the anniversary of the Debaucherous Pilots Weekend. What do you think about? You still don't think doing a 30 minutes of that as an EP? You think that's goes a long way too?
I think there are only 2 good scenes, and it was that scene, and then the where they discuss the guy's turds, and then they actually show the guy's turds.
All right.
I think those are the only 2 good scenes. It's a lot of tedium. There's a lot of ping pong playing. They play a lot of ping pong. There's a lot of hanging out on a beach, watching people play beach volleyball. It's pretty boring. But
what do you think for EP mode this week? This is our bonus episode every week for Patreon backers at the $10 and up level.
I know what it is, Nick.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have had to explain it to you. I don't know where my head was there.
$10 and up patrons. Yeah. I was thinking Apocalypse Video, our pilot that we shot, I don't know, 4 years ago with Judah Friedlander. And I think I have it. I think I might be able to find it on my broken computer. And but the other thing I was thinking is we should watch Astrology Songs with Harvey Sid Fisher. I've been talking with him. We ended up not going golfing last week, but I'm going to be in LA in a couple weeks from now, and we're going to do that. But I've been in communication with him, and I think he would probably do it. So I don't know. I think that's. But if people didn't watch last week's, it was I was driving back from Wisconsin back to New York in the car, and we decided to watch a driver's education video while I was driving. It was so dangerous, and I got into a huge accident during it.
Yeah, so you're lucky to be alive.
And it's brutal, and it's gory, and lots of blood. So if you're not a patron, you should sign up, $10 and up, and you can watch that.
And the moment everyone's been waiting for weeks, you've been teasing you're going to raffle off some of your wisps of armpit hair that you just.
Oh yeah.
Just it's been established you can't really grow armpit hair; it just comes in wisps. And,
yeah. No, it's something that I've noticed has come up frequently on the show. Like last year, I would whenever I wear this shirt, I go back like this, and somebody in the comments will always say like, "Does Joe shave his armpits?" And the answer is no. I just have very wispy armpit hair that's barely even there, and the fact that so many people are interested in this and the fact that I've embraced it and I'm fine by it, I thought that I don't need all the wisps. I think that there are other people out there who would enjoy the wisps. And I called for a sweepstakes. Look at this. Look at this.
Yep. 4 from the same person and then one other one.
There's 1, 2, 4, 7 of them. 7 total. And I think I might just send a wisp to every single one of them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't help but notice when I was in the office, I noticed that a lot of them had me as the return address. I noticed that, but the stamp was not from New York. It was from, I think,
there's
Wisconsin.
One from Georgia. There's one, Mike, B. Hatcher. Some of these other ones. NSP. Libido Enterprises. Yeah, there's a couple that have your same name.
Okay,
I don't know if it's
clear,
you.
I don't need the wisps. I don't need them. I don't want them. If
if
somebody posing as me happened to enter and win, they can keep those wisps.
If I do pull them out of the hopper, then I will send them to you. And if I do draw your name, Nick, do you want me to put all the wisps in one little bag, or do you want them in individual bags?
Individual.
We can talk about it after the show once we're done taping.
Yeah, so. That'll be at our all hands meeting.
Yep.
So are you gonna raffle them off right now?
No, I'm not gonna. No, this is gonna be. I want one of you guys to pluck them for me.
Oh, I didn't realize we're prolonging this bit even more.
Yeah. No, we're milking this. We're milking this for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I have big plans for this one. No. This is going to be a big segment. I'm going to cross cut it with hair removal videos. So you're gonna like pluck me, and then I'm gonna show a hair removal video, and then we'll come back and we'll draw a name, we'll put it in, we'll show another hair removal video, we'll come back, we'll pluck me. I'm leaning towards George. I really like George to come pluck me.
The thing is that I think it's got to be Nick, because.
Oh, why do you say that, George?
Because it's the chance for Nick to cause Joe pain, which is never happens. It's always Joe needling Nick, encroaching on his sense of safety and well-being and
I 100%. Yes, I 100% agree with this.
Plucking sweaty armpits is not causing Joe pain. It's actually he's going to.
Well, it's going to cause both of you pain.
They're not sweaty. Why do you think they're sweaty? They're not sweaty.
I think your technique, Nick, will be very cruel and earned, really, for all of us want to see.
This is your chance, Nick.
Go be hurt.
Yeah, I'm really relishing that. Yeah, thank you. A lot of comments we get are, is Joe deliberately trying to tank the show? And sometimes I think, yeah, I think that is he wants to get out of this. All right, what are we going out on tonight?
Okay, so do you remember Nick Sips? Zach was working out to Nick Sips. Here's the actual music video. I'm going to show just a little bit of it. Okay, so that's the gist of it. Zach, who was doing the exercises, he wrote a sad version of it. That's kind of his thing, is he does sad versions of peppy, fun songs. And so that's what we're going out on. And here's the thing. If we had been prepared, we could have done better.
We'll be right back right after that.
Check out Enchanted, a history of fantasy illustration, and everyone's a puppet when they're dead.
My nose isn't full of yuck anymore.
we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
An 8.
My nose is for yuck anymore.
Ooh.
That's all I'm doing.
Cheerio.
Tinkerbell!
We'll be right back right after that.
And Kurt Polstead, the real great guy.
Nice, nice.
Goodbye.